Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain quickly what you should have in the middle of your personal narrative. So after you have your introduction, where you have your lead, you tell the setting, the characters, this is what you need next. Make sure you describe the events of your story. Don't just write one sentence, first we did this, then we did this, then we did this. No. Take time to describe it, make a picture for the reader to see. I want you to include at least 3 events. Don't just tell me one thing that happened, the end. Try to include at least 3 things, okay? And make sure you use clear transitions between events. And later on in this video, I'm going to show you some words that I want you to use to make those transitions clear. And the last thing I want you to do is try to think of cool places where you can use dialogue, things your characters actually said, which you should know how to do now. Okay, so sequence of events. This is what my story would look like if I didn't really describe anything. If you look at the top, this is basically my introduction. I was in Maine in my cabin with my grandparents. I was sleeping when I thought I heard the sound of a bear outside. Okay. Luckily, I added a nice lead and some good description to make them more interesting. And these are 3 events that I have in my story, and this would be my ending down here. So the 3 events could be: I felt scared, I went to wake up my grandfather. And the next event, my grandfather got up and looked around for the bear. He didn't see anything. And the last event, I went back to bed, and the sound returned. If my story was just like that, it'd be pretty boring. So the idea is to make it a lot more exciting with description. So notice how I have 3 clear things that happen. Like I said, I want you to have 3 clear events for your story. So try to think of those. So I'm going to show you how I changed one of these things into a more detailed event. Okay, so looking here where I said I went to wake up my grandfather. Notice how I wrote it. I added a lot more extra details. If you want, you probably can't see because my picture is here in the way of the story. You can go back to my website and read this story. But anyways, this is all one event. This is all just that one line. I went to wake up my grandfather. But look at all the description I used. I talk about how I tap on the door. I'm talking to him. Notice my use of dialogue, which you need to do at least at one time in your story. Okay? And then I have extra details. As I said earlier, there are lots of transition words that I want you to use. Okay, I think I moved the picture so now you can see all the words. Take a moment to pause, look at this. If there's any words here, look carefully through them. If there's any words you're not sure what they mean, this is the time to raise your hand in class and ask me. Or you can do a word study and look up and search the words. Use these different transition words in between events in order to make the action more clear. Okay, to say the sequence when things happened. Okay, so you can have this list as a reference to help you. All right, and I want you to see here. I want you to see how I actually used some of these words. Here, look, it says several minutes later, or I have underlined just a moment after. If we go back to the list, I think those actually show up on my list. So here I use the word several minutes later, or just after, just a moment after. And if you look at the list, look, there's some of those things here: just after, or later here. So I was more specific, a few minutes later. Okay, so those are just ways that you can include those transitions. I'm going to look for, when I grade your essay, that you choose at least 3 from this list. Okay, so that's it. Describe clearly your events. Include at least 3 events. Make sure you use at least 3 of those transition words. And in one place, I want you to use dialogue to show what a character says. And that's it. If you follow those steps, that's what I'm looking for when I read the middle part of your essay. And the next video that you'll be able to watch soon is going to explain how I want you to write your conclusion for your story. And then we'll be just about done. All right, good luck. Go ahead and try it.